Day 12, I think. So day 12, and if you're not using if you don't have a calculator with a pi button, I would suggest at home you use 3.14, and I'll write. Can I write this here? Oh, I need my 3.14159. Okay, so the more digits we use, the more precise and more similar it's going to be. Even dash would not be enough, but definitely. Um, so if you don't have if you don't have the pi button in your whatever you're using at home, um, 3.14159. Is that those are pi digits? So pi. So we use those. Okay. So this day 12 is actually pretty easy. Um, but let's start with the first one. What is the circumference of a circle whose radius is 6? So again, I like to use this. C equals pi d. So this is the formula for the circumference, and we're looking for the circumference. So pi times, and the radius is 6, but I'm not going to use the radius. So here's my circle, and it says that the radius is 6. So if the radius is 6, the diameter, which I'm going to make across, should be 12, right? So I'm going to use 12. So, and you can tell by the multiple choice answers that they're left in terms of pi, so we don't have to multiply 12 times pi. It just and find that, just a complete numerical answer. We can just leave it like that. Area of a circle, hopefully by this day, most of you, we would have taken care of area. Area is pi r squared. All right, so the area of a circle is 36 pi. What is the length of the diameter? So we're looking for the diameter. So again, so 36 pi, I substitute over here, right, because that's we're given this. And then pi over here, r squared. So one thing we have to do is divide both sides by pi. Divide those by side by pi, so these cancels out. This also cancels out, and we're left with 36 r squared. So in class, I probably told you that to make that look like an r right here, right? So we have to take the square root of r squared, and we have to take the square root of 36. Square root of 36 is 6, and on this side, that by taking the square root, it eliminates the exponent, right? With the 2 that's over here that's hidden, but they cross each other out. So I finally get that r equals 6. So the radius is 6, but I'm not looking for my radius. I'm looking for diameter, and diameter is just double that. So the answer should have been 12. 2. Okay, express in terms of pi the circumference. So again, here's a circle. And I want the circumference. So in this circle, I note that this whole thing is 14. And what I'm missing is the circumference, right? This distance around this circle. I don't know what it is. So C equals pi d. And I know that the diameter is what you call 14. It says express in terms of pi, so I don't even have to multiply. I don't have to press that double arrow button. So I'm just going to leave it as C equals, and I'm just going to rewrite it and write 14. Oops, 14 pi. And 14 pi, does it give me a unit? It doesn't. So 14 pi, I'm just going to write unit. Whatever that is, centimeters, inches, etc. 3. Area, they give us the area, 36 pi, and they're asking for the radius. So A equals pi r squared is our formula. So I have a circle, and this is the radius, and that's I have to find out, that's my question mark. I don't know what it is. So area is 36 pi, so under A, I'll write 36 pi. On this side, it's just pi r squared. Didn't I just do this problem? Okay, well, anyways, divide this by pi. Divide this side by pi. All this pi and this pi crosses out. This pi and this crosses out. So what I'm left is 36 equals r squared. And again, to get rid of that exponent there, we're going to take the square root of that. And we're going to take the square root of this side. Square root of r squared is r. And 36, the square root of 36 is 6. Well, did I not just do this problem? Alright, so anyways, that's 3. Yes, I did. Oh my god. But this one doesn't have a multiple choice. Okay. 7. The circumference is 10 pi. What is the area of the circle? Oh, okay. So this one's a little bit different. So let's start with, you're given that the circumference is 10 pi. So let me just write 10 pi. So to go around this circle, it's 10 pi units, whatever it is, centimeters, inches, meters, feet, miles. It's 10 pi. But The question is just asking you what's the area inside, right? Area is measured in square units, right? How many of these square units are inside the circle? So in order, and then let's look at our formula for area. Area equals pi r squared. In order to find the area, I need a radius, right? Which the problem did not give me. So let's go back to what was given to us initially. So I have a circle here where the circumference is 10 pi. Based on that, can I find the radius? Well, let's do it. So circumference, c equals pi d. I know that circumference is 10 pi because that's what they said. So under c, I'm going to write 10 pi. And then pi d. Let's solve for diameter. So diameter, let's find out what the diameter is. So let's divide this by pi. Divide this by pi. Cross out. And I know the diameter of this circle is 10. So if the whole thing is 10, half of it, the radius should be 5. Now I have what I need. So now I know that my radius is 5. I can now use that information and find the area of my circle. So area equals pi r squared, in which case is 5. So it's 5 to the second power. Area equals pi, and 5 squared is 25. So let me just write this. The area of this circle is 25 pi, which you can multiply 25 times pi in your calculator and then press the double arrow button, and we can look at our multiple choice. We don't need to because they left it in terms of pi, so we're just going to select that one. Let's do, which one are we at? 8. So again, it's the same type of question. Here is a circle, and they're telling me that 22 pi is the circumference. So if we were to walk around this circle, it would be 22 pi, whatever, feet, inches, miles, whatever it is. And they're asking us to use that information to help you find the area. So remember what area is, right? Finding how many square units are inside the circle, right? So in order to find the number of square units, we need to find the radius. So let's use the first information. So if the circumference is 22 pi, I can use that to find the diameter, right? So c equals pi d. The circumference is 22 pi equals pi times d. Divide by pi. All these pi's will cross out, right? Will be canceled to 1, simplified to 1. So I know that the diameter is 22. So I have a circle here whose diameter is 22. And half of it, which is the radius, would be 11, right? So now let me go back to this and to find the area. It's a equals pi r squared. Area equals pi times 11 to the second power. And 11 to the second power is 121, or 121 pi. We could multiply this, right? But you can tell that the question says leave it in terms of pi, but I'm just going to multiply anyway, times pi. And then enter. I have 121 pi in my calculator. And then I'll press the double arrow button. And the area, numerically, it's 380.13 whatever units. And please be careful because this is area units squared. So I have both answers here. Okay. For the area of a circle is 16 pi, what is the circumference? So this is backwards. So again, let me draw the circle. So this area is here, the circle, right? So this area, the part inside the circle, is 16 pi. I need to find what is this distance over here. So if you were to walk around this circle, which is the same circle as that, how much are you walking? So let's use the information. And to find the circumference, remember, let me write the formula for circumference. Circumference equals pi d. I need diameter, which at this point I don't have. So let's go back to our first circle and write the formula. A equals pi r squared. And let's use that information. So they told us that the area is 16 pi. 16 pi equals pi r squared. Let's divide both sides by pi. And you can already see that the pi's will simplify to 1. So I'm left with r squared on this side and 16 on that side. So remember, you're going to take the square root of r squared and the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is 4, and r squared, now we eliminate the exponent, right, and becomes what we wanted, which is r. So I know that the radius of this circle is 4. If the radius is 4, what's the diameter? 8. So now that I have the information that I needed, I can go to my circumference formula. C equals pi times the diameter, which is 8. And you can tell the multiple choices are in terms of pi, so I'm done. C equals, let me just rewrite that, 8 pi units, or whatever that is. And our answer is B. Okay. Where am I? 5. Did I just yell that out? 5. The circumference is of a circle. What is the radius of the circle? Circumference is 12 pi. What is the radius of the circle? So again, same thing. So here's a circle. If I were to take a walk around the circle, it'd be 12 pi, and they want us to use that information. Remember, I want to find the radius of the circle. So let's use, I'll put a radius over here, and I'll put a question mark. Circumference equals pi d. Circumference, which is 12 pi, let me write that, 12 pi, equals pi times d, which in this case I don't know. It's small d, by the way. Divide by pi, and this will eliminate, isolating my variable, and then this will also eliminate, giving me 12. So I know the diameter is 12. So if the diameter is 12, the radius, which is half, right? So the diameter, this whole line is 12. So if that whole line is 12, that half of it is 6. So that's my answer. Number 9, a circular garden. So again, it's a circle, has a diameter of 12 feet. So the whole thing is 12 feet. Glad they finally wrote a unit. How many bags of topsoil must Linda buy to cover the garden if one bag covers an area of 3 square feet? Well, so we need to find the area here. We're given a diameter. So if the diameter is 12 feet, let me create a radius here. That radius is 6 feet. So area of this circle is pi r squared. So the area, which we're trying to find, is pi times r, which is 6, right? The radius is 6 squared. Or let me rewrite this. Area equals pi times 6. So it's going to be 36 pi. And in this case, we might need the numerical answer. So area, go in your calculator. 36 times pi is 36 pi. Press the double arrow button, and we get 113.097, which is going to be, what do you call, simplified, 113.10 feet squared. So the area of this is 113.10. So now, what does that mean? Now, this means that if, right, so let's imagine this. If I were to count the number of squares inside this circle, okay, there would be 113 of them, each measuring 1 foot by 1 foot. So there would be 113, right? So what is there? Now let's use this diagram to see what they're saying. They're saying that if I want to cover this with garden soil, topsoil, 3 of these, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 bag. If I buy 1 bag of topsoil, it covers 3 of these square feet. Now, how many square feet do I have in this circle? I have 113 of them. I have 113.10 square feet. So inside this circle, there's 113 of these. And each 3 requires 1 bag. So if I go to Home Depot or wherever to buy topsoil, how many bags would I need to buy to cover my whole garden? So I have 113.10 divided by 3. And that's going to give me approximately, well, 37 in the calculator exactly. 37.69, or actually rounded, becomes 37.70 bags. I would need 37.70 bags. So 37 full bags, and then a partial and 0.70 of the next bag. I can't really buy that, right? Nobody sells me that, so I would need to buy 38 bags. And this is my answer. Yeah, let's move on. 10, that's it. 10, what is the diameter of a circle whose circumference? Okay, so again, we're looking for the diameter. Draw it out. And of a circle whose circumference is 5. So if I were to walk around this circle, it would be 5 units. And I hate that they don't write the units. So let's find the diameter. So C equals pi d. C, the circumference, is 5. Pi, we're going to leave it at that, and we're looking for the diameter, right? So let's divide. So I want to find the diameter. So let's divide this by pi and divide this by pi. These two cross out, leaving me with d. And on the other side, 5 divided by pi. I could divide it, but it doesn't look like my multiple choice questions divided it. So I'm going to leave it like this. 5 over pi units. Do I have something that looks like this? I do, right here. Okay, so again, if you wanted to go to the calculator, 5 and divide by pi, you can do that. And that would translate to about 1.59 units, right? Centimeters, inches. So the diameter is 1.59. Or, so again, you can write it like this, or you can write it like this. They both mean the same thing. So here we go, a circle, and we're looking for the radius. And this says, what is the radius if the area is 100 pi? Okay, so A equals pi r squared. The area is 100 pi. And then pi r squared on this side. Divide both sides by pi. Cross, 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 cross. And I get that r squared is 100. Take the square root of both sides. Square root of 100 is 10. And square root of r squared is simply r. So the radius is 10. Okay, just a good what do you call, review on based on the past 2 days for whoever's learning this right now.